What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the Weekly Square Gamers podcast, where fucking Pedro and I took like 2 weeks off for vacation and sickness. Yes, guys, the legendary Mike was sick. He has a weakness. Pedro, what's going on, bro?
What's up, man? Spring is here. It's allergy season. Motherfuckers are getting sick, sneezing everywhere, itching all over the place, bro. And it ain't only humans that are doing that. I just had to give Diesel a allergy shot because that man has allergies, and the weeds are out, and they're out with a vengeance, my friend, with a vengeance.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. I'm still fighting it now. I just have a lot of congestion. Remember how when we were chilling, I was telling you to go to the doctor and shit because at night it's like, like oh shit breaks loose.
Yeah.
That's been happening to me the last couple of days.
Oh,
where it's
Lord.
like mad congestion. And I used Vicks Vapor Rub for the first time last night, bro. And I was fucking out like a baby, bro.
Like a true Boricua out here
buddy.
with the Vicks.
Put that shit right underneath my nose on my lip.
Yeah.
Boy. But let's jump right into it, Pedro.
Hey,
One of your most anticipated games of the year, Mass Effect Andromeda, came out on Tuesday.
Yep.
People are complaining about it, and we'll get into that in a second. But it being Mass Effect is the reason I feel like they're bashing it. So, okay, first of all, Polygon gave it a 7.5. Now, I think, and IGN gave it like a 7. Like 7. It was a 7. I'm sorry, I kind of misconstrued my information there. But yeah, they complained about bad voice acting, bad facial recognition or facial animations, bad animations in general, frame rate drops, and I can happily tell you, Pedro, to what I've played, the 2.5-3 hours I've played of the story campaign today, the facial animations are a little wonky. I did get caught up on a couple of rocks that I shouldn't have been caught up on. When you go to jump somewhere you're not supposed to be, and your character just kind of hangs there for a second.
Yeah.
I ran into that a couple times.
Okay.
But all in all, I mean, for how the game looks, it's understandable. Mass Effect doesn't get a pass because it's Mass Effect. But to me, it's not enough to where I wouldn't go out and buy it. Because there's some reviewers, there's people on Metacritic saying do not go buy it because it's crap. No, the game is actually a lot of fun. The fucking combat is the fucking super crisp compared to Mass Effect 3. Like, say, for instance, Pedro, when you're using bionic powers, fucking comes out nice and smooth, and you can do your bionic combinations again, where I fucking throw out Singularity, and I suck a bunch of guys in, and then I throw a bionic javelin or spear at them, and they fucking watch them blow up and just disintegrate. It's these little, like, gameplay tweaks and quirks that Mass Effect has that makes the game so much fun. The game looks really good. Some of the stuff I seen was like, wow. Other than the up close animations, they do look a little wonky, and some people might bother. But to me, it wasn't that big of a fucking deal. I mean, that shit doesn't bother me. But the overall presentation of the game it's gorgeous, and I didn't run into frame rate drops yet. When I hop on to the multiplayer, and I actually, the game's actually pushing its limits when it's 4 players on the screen with you, and hordes of enemies, then we can get a better judgment call, in my opinion, because this game, to what I feel like, it's gonna die or succeed on this multiplayer.
You think it's gonna live and die off of multiplayer, bro? A game that's that, like, just that in depth, that large, it's gonna live and die on multiplayer, bro?
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel, for at least for me, because Mass Effect, I've played every single Mass Effect out there, and yeah, the story's good, but I never fucking played the game for the story. I never play the game for single player. I always play the game because that is the one game that I've always been able to rely on to get on with a bunch of buddies. Me, you, Undead J, and a couple other guys that that are in the Square Gamers group and Facebook page. But you know what I mean? Is that kind of gameplay element or that kind of gameplay mechanic or mode that allows $60 worth? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe it's just me, but in my opinion, that is what makes me want to buy the Mass Effect. Not because of the story. It's because of the replayability of the co-op mode, which at the end of the day was always fun.
Yeah, I mean, multiplayer is definitely gonna be a differentiating factor for a lot of people when it comes to purchasing the video game. For me, Mass Effect is one of my top three series of all time. I have a lot of fun playing. I'm not an RPG guy, but that is one game that I'll absolutely dive into and play. From beginning to end, make sure that I have the ending that I want, and if I don't get the ending that I want the first time, I'll replay it until I do get the one that I'm satisfied
Which
with.
I'm gonna cut you off right here. I'm sorry I don't like cutting you off, but
You good?
the one thing I will say about you, Pedro, is every Mass Effect that you played or that we've played together, the first I don't know 4 or 5 days of the game coming out, you're like, "Fuck you, Mike. I'm playing story mode." Like, and that's no other game. You don't do that with any other game other than Mass Effect. So I mean, I kind of see your thoughts or where you're going with this, considering the place it holds in your heart when it comes to story mode gaming or single player gaming.
Yeah, man, that's the game that I really enjoy the story mode. I really enjoy exploring the world. I'm super excited for the game. I haven't made the purchasing decision. Last week, when we spoke about it, I was like, yes, it's a definite buy. And then the reviews started trickling in, man, and they started talking about all the frame rate errors and how the animations didn't look as good as they should, and and how the voice acting was kind of bad. And I was like, damn, man, is that gonna am I gonna be one of those guys that are just gonna stop playing a wonderful game because animations look robotic and maybe the voice acting isn't as good as it should be, and sometimes the character stops talking, but the voice is still making noise. You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't know if I started thinking about it and I was like, damn, that does sound annoying though to watch. It could take you out of the immersion, and I'm playing the hell out of Horizon Zero Dawn right now. And that was a game I actually decided to rent on Redbox and then bought it because I was convinced that it was a great game. But it suffers from many of those issues as well, where the animations are robotic. Sometimes the voice acting isn't as good as it could be, and there are a lot of times where I'm looking at these cutscenes that are super important to the story, and the characters aren't are just not are removing me from the immersion because I'm looking at the characters and I'm like, what is going on here? What are they doing?
So you agree with me then, where it seems like because it's Mass Effect, which at the end of the day, Mass Effect has been known for this, the quality of work they put out. It's not up to par, so they're bashing people. But you get Zero Dawn, which is a critically acclaimed, that just came out 2 weeks ago, kind of got a pass on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Horizon got a pass on it. The reason why Horizon got a pass on it, I think, is because there is no established product. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't hold. Horizon isn't in someone's top three, or wasn't in someone's top three before they bought the game. Mass Effect is like a Fallout, like a Skyrim, where you have expectations, man, and you're not gonna take a shitty presentation just because it's Mass Effect. So you expect the top of the line quality, or they can go eat a dick.
Yeah. But we'll leave Mass Effect at that right now. But I will put I put an impressions video up on Facebook here the next couple of days after I get, at least somewhat into the game. I don't plan on doing a full review. This game would probably take me freaking 2 weeks, 3 weeks to review just because how big it is. Yeah. And multiplayer is one of those things I had to dive into for this game's review. But we're going to move on to one of the games we reviewed. We did a backlog on, or where everyone has their games they don't get to play. Destiny. Now, I'm only bringing up Destiny because with Destiny on our horizon, the new Destiny, of course, I want to bring something up. This is what I feel like publishers should be doing with their games. They're putting out a whole nother full-fledged update into Destiny that they're basically reestablishing older content, reskinning it, revamping it, making the game better again. And the new game, come E3, we're going to find out when the game's coming out, of course. But they're doing all these cool things. It's called the Age of Triumph, guys. Now, the way I see it, okay, you have Bungie adding this new event called Age of Triumph. Now, it includes the Vault of Glass, and it adds a bunch of new armor, weapons, ornaments, all this cool shit. I'll break it down for you real quick. Now, all the armor looks more like Crota and King's Fall set. I didn't play Destiny back then, so I can't tell you on how good it looks, but I will put the article in the link in the podcast so you can check out the pics. They look fucking sick. Okay, now they're adding on the weapons. They're adding adept versions of some specific exotics. You guys might remember the Wrath of Machine. I actually have that shotgun. I believe it's a shotgun. New ornaments: the Dragon's Breath, Sorrows, Lord of the Wolves, No Land Beyond, Touch of Malice. Those are some of the ornaments. But the coolest part are balance. Auto rifles are getting a buff. Sidearms are being tweaked. When you die, you only respawn with a single full magazine of sidearm ammo, which is good. Heavy ammo crates, opening special ammo crates will now automatically refill your magazine. That's really cool. Specific weapon changes, No Land Beyond, and other functions of sniper rifles will be fixed. So, yet again, I'll put that link in the discussion or in the podcast description so you guys can look at all the things they're planning on changing. Now, there's this another one they called Memory of Score. Now, it lasts for 1 minute, and it's a kill you get with your super full, and it allows you to keep keep it active more time in PvE, except for trials. I'm not too sure what that is. I'm going to do a little more research on that. And then it's coming out on Tuesday, March 28th and 10 a.m. Pacific. So I want to say that's like 2 o'clock our time, Pedro? 2 o'clock Eastern?
Not bad.
Did I got that right? Yeah. It's 2 o'clock Eastern. So guys, this is pretty dope. The game's at the end of its life cycle, and Bungie's still pushing out. Well, it looks like quality content. I know we'll let you know when it gets it, because Pedro and I have been dying to play some Destiny, but we're at that stage where it's like on its last leg, where it's not pulling us in anymore. Yeah. So this might do it. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Anything you want to add to that, Pedro?
No, I mean, you summed it up really well. I think that is super cool of Bungie for kind of reigniting the Destiny crowd right before Destiny 2. It does come at a very opportune time, since it will be 2 months away from E3, where we're probably going to get some pretty dope Destiny news from them. So I'm pretty excited. We'll be playing it, because it is always nice to kind of explore some of the beginning raids. Just because, we played the game at the beginning, but then we weren't, we left the game before raid started, and then we got in super late, so we never got a chance to experience those beginning raids, like the Vault of Glass and stuff like that. So it's cool for people like us, at least.
Yeah, of course, because it pulls us back into the game for a little while. But I mean, the thing is there's no shortage of good games right now, so it's still competing for a lot of people. I should say a lot of people to play Destiny, to keep playing Destiny, considering you have Mass Effect just came out. Horizon Zero Dawn that just came out. You have Nier Automata, which I did a review. Guys, make sure you go to the YouTube page and check that out. You have games like that. You have plenty of games to play. So big up to Bungie for trying to keep the community happy as they what's the word I'm looking for, before they transfer over to the new one.
Yeah, while they sunset the game.
Yeah, exactly. Just so the crowd, the Destiny hype doesn't die.
Yeah.
In between. Okay. Now, Pedro, me, you, and Jay talked about this a couple weeks ago. I want to say podcast 27, podcast 28.
Yeah.
We talked about our next topic, where we talked about Xbox. It feels like Xbox is focusing on all wrong things. They're focused on a video game streaming service, which is actually not a bad idea. I just think it's the wrong time. They're focusing on other things other than games. Now we had one of our group members over there at Square Gamers Facebook group named Daniel Rosario make this big old post. I make sure you guys click on the link down in the description. But yeah, bro, he breaks it down quite a bit, and I want to touch on this because if we talked about this 2 weeks ago, there are people actually thinking about this. Now, E3 right around the corner. Scorpio's gonna get shown off. Hopefully, right? Are we in agreement there? You think Scorpio's gonna get shown off?
That is 100%. That is 100% certain that it will be shown.
Okay, so with Microsoft, falling behind in what I like to call, or what we like to call console power. Basically, at the end of the day, if you have no first person, or first party titles coming out, there's no reason to buy your console. I'm sorry, a lot of people are, fanboys go out buy Xbox. I played Xbox almost my whole life until PS4, and I bought a PS4 and I love it. But at the end of the day, no first party titles isn't going to get you any console sales. This E3, when they show Scorpio. Now, Pedro, I know you're a big fan of, tech and stuff. Now, is Scorpio, do they have a good lineup coming up, or do we know anything about it other than, the typical, I know Crackdown, the new Crackdown's coming out with it. And we talked about Shadow of, or Middle-earth Shadow of War a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
They're getting their own, definitive edition for Scorpio.
Yeah.
How do you feel? From a tech, do you think this is enough to sell the console?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not enough to sell the console. It's not enough to justify a purchase or an upgrade or anything like that. But you will see. I think you'll see a surprise IP coming from Microsoft. I think you'll see a whole bunch of special Scorpio edition games where maybe they run better, run faster, run in full 4K, things like that. Right now, Microsoft is using accessories and subscription services to kind of let you guys know that they're still alive, they're still out there, but they're big. They're gonna hit big with their stuff in E3, and I mean, okay, everyone's talking about how PlayStation has their exclusives, and they're releasing now though. Microsoft PlayStation's already shown their hand. You know what Sony's doing. You don't know what Microsoft is doing, and that's why Microsoft at this point in time is at an advantage, because we know what's coming down the pipeline for Sony, and Microsoft has had an opportunity, and now to see that and kind of adjust their portfolio accordingly, and hopefully we'll see that coming through.
Okay, so before I let you go any deeper into this, we talked about accessories. Bro, guys, make sure you go to our Facebook group page, because Pedro posted one of probably the illest looking controllers I've ever fucking seen in my life. The Xbox Wireless Controller Recon Tech Special Edition. Bro, oh my god, the fucking controller looks amazing.
We're talking a lot of shit right now about, Microsoft distracting consumers with accessories and subscription services, but they're releasing some heat, bro. They are releasing some fucking just that's some stuff You know what? I haven't even turned on my box in a month and a half, 2 months because one, there's nothing to play, and two, all of my friends play on PlayStation, so I really have no reason to to have an Xbox. But
Okay.
they got
Turn that
that
shit
heat,
on.
bro, and I'm like, yo, should I get this controller right now? Like, that's how good it is. Where I'm thinking about purchasing accessories for a console. I don't play because this stuff is just that nice. It's gonna
Okay.
feel
So I'll break
premium,
it down really
and I'm
quick.
super
I'll
excited.
break it down. I'll break it down really quick before you go into a rant. Okay, for $60, you get a controller. Okay, this is directly from Major Nelson's website. Okay, you get the controller. It comes with special grips on the front end and the back end. Okay, with some gold accents and an insignia on the front of the controller.
Okay.
That's not the cool part. The controller itself is cosmetically appealing as fuck. Like, I'd buy the controller straight off of looks.
Okay.
But they go ahead and they improve wireless range of Bluetooth technology for gaming on Windows 10 devices and Samsung Gear VR. So they're making a better controller for all their platforms. You can also take advantage of custom button mapping featured through Xbox Accessories app. Oh my God, are you kidding me? That is fucking sick. That means all the times I play these stupid ass shooter games and my melee button isn't on the right button and I can't do that without changing all the other fucking buttons. Yes, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm sorry, Pedro. I had to go through that rant because the controller for $70 is a fucking premium looking controller. Like if I had the Xbox One, I would pre-order it already. I would fucking have that shit in my pocket, hopefully, within a couple weeks. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Because
that's
it
what I'm
looks.
saying though, man. Like, again, gamers are like, throwing shade or throwing pot shots at Microsoft for releasing these things. But these are accessories that are number one, helpful for the gamer. Number two, very enticing. And number three, they're actually premium devices. I mean, where else are you gonna get a console where you can have your own custom controller and have it and not have to pay an arm and a leg from an Etsy store or an online location? You can go to Microsoft and get it done in the colorway you want it. You can get it engraved. The accessories that they offer from Microsoft are, bar none, the best
Yeah.
accessories that you can get for any console ever. So, you know, let's give them the credit that they deserve. By they may not be providing their customers with things to play at the moment, but they're still finding ways to get money from them, whether it be dropping the super cool accessories or creating a subscription service that is better than anything Sony or Nintendo have thought of. It's
Mm-hmm.
just those things that they're doing to continue to say, look, we're alive, we're here. To be honest with you, Jay likes to talk about mic drop moments at E3. The Xbox, that Xbox, the Microsoft version of PlayStation Now, had that been announced at E3, that's a mic drop moment, bro. But think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. That is a
Yeah.
that is a big enough uh, announcement that it could, make waves at E3, and they announced it months beforehand with promise for more details at E3. What does that tell you about what they have in store for us, the gamer? I think that means that they're just gonna have, here's the Scorpio, here's the subscription service, and then it's game, 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 game. And then after that, they're gonna announce some more dope accessories for you. Um, I mean, that's what I think is gonna happen, and I think that, and they also made a strategic move by moving it up a day to Sunday, so then they
Mm-hmm.
own that day. They own the hype from that day. They don't share it with Nintendo. They don't share it with Sony. They own that, and then everyone else has to beat them the next day. So Microsoft is playing a super smart, very shrewd moves by them. Let us not underestimate what they have up their sleeves because they will wow us come this summer.
Yeah, fucking shit. I mean, can't say much other than that. But I do want to bring up Pedro. PS4 just recently really got with it was a third party to create controllers. Remember them, the Razer Raiju and the Nikon, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Okay, I just double checked the price right now. The Razer Raiju is like 180 pounds, so that's like $100 American dollars. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. We're talking the Xbox is giving us the same type of controller, probably not quite as polished, but for about $40 cheaper, and it's wireless.
Dope.
So, just to give you guys perspective of what Pedro is trying to say about Microsoft actually giving us quality accessories. It might not be what we want, but they're giving us quality accessories at a decent price. They're not trying to fucking rape us over this shit, because I mean, that's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money.
It is.
Even the cheap one, brother. Even the cheap one right now. The new cheap Nikon Revolution Pro controller, the one that just released with alongside the other one.
Yeah.
90 pounds on Amazon right now.
Damn.
So that's probably like 50, 60 bucks. So guys, let's take Jay's approach and wait and see until E3 before we start popping shots, because I don't. At the end of the day, if the Scorpio is as fucking as good as everyone wants it to be, or as good as everyone's talking about, I might just have to fucking not buy. Oh man, but I gotta buy the Switch, bro. I gotta buy the Switch. Why y'all doing this to me, man? Fucking Nintendo. I'm sorry, I went on a rant there.
No problem.
I seen the dollar signs in my brain, like behind my eyelids, bro. It's just fucking like, oh my god, I got like $800 worth of consoles to buy. Fucking shit. But it's a good time. Pedro, how about the Switch for you? Are you gonna cop that, or what are your plans?
I mean, right now, GameStop has that $150 trade-in for Xbox. I've got the original first like run Xbox, so I might not.
Are you buying a Scorpio?
That's not even a question, bro. Yes, I'm buying Scorpio. I don't care what the price is.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I mean, because we talk off podcasts. I'm doing my little parentheses or my little
air quotes,
my little quotations. Yeah, there you go, Pedro. As I say that, but yeah, I mean, because yes, you're the tech. You live on a bleeding edge of tech, so I'll be at your house to check it out before I buy it.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
How much you thinking? How much are they gonna charge for that?
Probably the same price as the original Xbox One, $500, $499, maybe a little bit more. He said it would be a fair price for something that powerful. So I don't think they go any higher than that, though. And if they do, that's got to be one fucking hell of a system.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for us today. Make sure you guys, go to our Facebook group /Square Gamers. Go to our business page, go all that, et cetera, et cetera. Make sure you go to our YouTube page and subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel. We got some really cool shit going on over there. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace.